Welcome to Best Friends. Thank you so much for joining us. I have a little friend with me. Actually, I have 4 of them. And we were going to show you these guys first because we're in the cat adoption room, and these little ones could be food chain, and we'd rather they not be. So this is a diamond dove. They're native to Australia. And they're interesting little creatures. They're lots of fun to watch. This one is not particularly thrilled that I'm holding and petting him, but he's putting up with it gracefully. You'll notice the funny little orange rim around their eye. This one is a female. You can tell by the rim. The males have a much larger rim, and they look like a little kid wearing cute sunglasses, you know, the kind that are the flowers. They're just they're a rather interesting animal, and they're each very individual. I mean, there are some that are quite friendly, some that are sort of more standoffish, and they pair off in their cage. They do very well in aviaries. And they're just a lot of fun. So, and they're beautifully marked, lovely little birds. This is Grayson. We also put him on earlier in the show than we would normally have put him on, simply because he's one of our kitties that has been living in an office. This is an incredibly solid male cat. He is full of personality. He keeps me company in my office for much of the day. Is very into herding doves or any other small bird. And he also likes to keep watch on the feeders that I have outside my office window. So, he's just an all-round kitty cat. He does not do real well with dogs, but he's okay with ones that aren't aggressively friendly. And he also does well with some cats, but not others. He doesn't mind reaching out and smacking you if, he's had enough. And so he probably wouldn't be great in a home that has young children. But other than that, he's very good at holding down a computer keyboard, and he does keep your monitor fairly dust-free. We currently have 17 kittens available for adoption. These are 2 of them, both adorable little orange tabbies, both male. These 2 are from the same litter. We normally don't recommend that you adopt 2 same-sex out of the same litter. These 2, though, definitely get along with other cats, and it would be a real treat just to stand in front of their condo and watch them. They play fight, and they really get it on because these guys are just full of the dickens. They are so playful. Any home is going to spend a lot of time laughing when they make these new family members. Yes, you're very cute. It's one of the only ways we can contain kittens for the show. And this is what the 2 little models that we just showed you will look like when they grow up, without the white markings, obviously. This guy came to us with some pretty severe issues. He had ear mites that were so bad his ears were bleeding. They've been real bad this year, the ear mites have, and an abscess on his paw, which has been fixed and is now A-OK and is healing. Yes. This is one snuggly cat. He is so nice. He was easy to treat, and I think he's just an absolutely superb cat. I think that this guy would fit into a family that has young children just fine. He's just pretty much ready for whatever the world sends his way, with a little help. It always increases in animals, what would you call that? Not value, because you can't place value on them, but my estimation elevates when I have a cat that has something wrong, but they welcome treatment or deal with it without having to force it on them. Of course, a lot is there in how you provide the treatment, working with their behaviors instead of against them, but still, when you have a cat that's super patient, it's priceless. He's a sturdy guy. This handsome gentleman is only a year old. He's just a youngster, but he was adopted from us and then brought back because the adopter had never had a cat before, and when they got him home, they discovered that they had allergies. So even though there have been some recent amazing medical strides in determining the cause of allergies to cats, which is a nice thing, still, so far, nothing is available to address that specifically. So allergy sufferers are still, the first line of defense is to not have a cat. Of course, I know a lot of people who are allergic to cats who still have cats, but they take other means of dealing with it. Anyway, this guy in and of himself doesn't cause allergies. He is an absolutely lovable, snuggly cat. Very handsome boy. Also very confident, and I think probably would fit well into a home, possibly even that has dogs, as long as the dogs are very friendly. I don't think he would meet them and say, oh, hey, you're my best friend, but he would get used to them pretty quickly. As long as they're not trying to do something like, bite him. Isn't he pretty? Great colors. This is Ember. Ember has a history. Ember came to us in a bag of charred campfire wood, or possibly just ashes from a fireplace. We don't know which. He was covered in them. He was gray. He looked like he had, there were cinders and ashes adhering to him everywhere. He was skin and bones. We don't know what had happened to him, but we do know that he was worth saving. So we did. He went from drinking special formula to eating baby food meat, to cat food. Along the way, we discovered that he can't tolerate grains or foods with grains in them. So he is on grain-free food. But as you can see, he's thriving. He's a perfectly normal little kitten. And he is also Just a great pet. He is still just a little bit unsure about new situations, but with people that he knows, as you can see, he is perfectly comfortable. He's a wonderful cat, and we're very proud of him for coming through all of that hardship and being this cool a guy. It's very easy to get grain-free food now. Petco, PetSmart, Mud Bay all stock it, and it's really a good option. Cats are obligate carnivores. They really shouldn't be eating much besides meat, other than bits of vegetables and the kinds of things you might find in the stomachs of carnivores that they eat. So a steady diet of corn, it doesn't really cut it for cats. Anyway, this little one is a great choice as an adoption. This one is a tortoiseshell, and as a tortoiseshell, she's female. They don't come in any other variety, but tortoiseshells have kind of a temperament reputation. They're either great or they're scary, and this one is one of the great ones. You can hear her purring outside her condo. She is just a love of a cat. Now, tortoiseshells have a reputation for being a little iffy around other cats. So if you want two cats, make sure you get one, your second one, while she's a kitten, rather than waiting until she grows up, and you're likely to have a much easier time of it. Gosh. I know I'm not supposed to say this, but I love kitten season simply for the kittens. I mean, how can you not? I kind of hate it for some of the other issues, but kittens are just magic. Our volunteer says that she suggests an exorcism before you take this one home. This cat has play drive in such quantity that it's just about scary. He's just not, he's not quite normal. Fantastic cat, beautiful cat, but if you take him home, be aware that this is a ball of curiosity and athleticism. And this cat could probably clear an 8-foot fence from a standing jump, and he is also not likely to let any bird at your feet or escape. So make plans for him to be an indoor guy, and be sure you have a scratching post. He is just as friendly as he could be. He will probably get along with dogs and kids, but I'm not sure that he would leave any of them whole. So he is solid and muscular and altogether incredible. Great cat. Great personality. This is another neutered. I guess every cat we have is just orange or black and black and white today. So, hey, these are two of the most popular colors, so that works. But this guy is very calm, very gentle. He is probably 6 years, somewhere in there. He is short-haired, easy to care for. I really think that he would benefit by some very heavy-duty brushing and a really good pet food. Kind of the grain-free, like we were talking about, would do a great job on his coat, which is already beautiful, it's true, but it's when I picked him up, I noticed that he was shedding. He came in with some parasites. Those have been eradicated, and he is healthy. This guy would be good, I think, with kids that are toddlers. I think he would be fine in a household with possibly even dogs. You know, it's easier to get a cat when you have a dog than it is to get a cat when you have a cat. Typically, they will learn to get along well with a dog, but they don't always learn to get along well with a cat. Generally speaking, if you are adopting a new cat and your cat is female, it's a better idea to adopt a neutered male. I think this one would probably be fine with another cat because when we hold him up to the other cages, he doesn't react to the cats that are in there. And that's one of the signs, generally, that and how your cat, your present cat, would react to another cat in their household. That, of course, is pretty important because if they won't accept the new cat, then things get a little bit tricky. I've really never had much of a problem. I just tell them they're going to have to live together, so they may as well get along. And there's plenty of food and litter pans for everybody. He's a very handsome cat. Stay with us. We're going to go look at our dogs. The reason we showed you so many cats today is we only have 3 dogs. You know, it's just the way things work. We have birds, though, and we have a boa, and we have cats. Lots of cats. Stick with us. Hi, this is Danny. Danny is, guess what? A pit bull. He's a marvelous pit bull. This dog has really been through some stuff. We've seen it, and we know that he is a reliable guy. Anytime you're adopting a pet, obviously you're going to have a secure fence that is a minimum of 5 feet, preferably with coyote rollers on the top, and you're going to have to make sure that he stays in it unless he's on leash. That's the only fair thing for the dog. You don't want another male dog in your household if you're going to adopt a terrier, because gender aggression is just something that there's no point in experimenting with, you know? Why should you? You also want to know what the behaviors are that you can expect. Usually these guys are pretty prey-driven. This one, not as bad as many that I've seen, but still it's something that you watch for. This is Danny, and he comes with some training. It's not nice for me to tell him to do something on camera because he might forget right then. We have seen him in an altercation with another dog. It was not his fault. The other dog came absolutely out of nowhere and attacked, and Danny did defend himself, but he absolutely did not redirect, which is one of the biggest dangers with a dog that has any kind of dog aggression going on. And it's also a rather common behavior. Look, he knows sit. What a good boy. He's a big favorite with the volunteers, a very easy care dog. And quite snuggly, really. He's a cuddly boy. Needs to be an indoor dog in Washington, or at least have access to dry, warm place to be. And, you know, why would you adopt a dog and then not spend time with it? So it's really better if he is indoors. And I feel quite sure that he would be protective of his family once he was bonded with them. But right now, he's just happy with everybody. This is just a very cheerful dog. This is Tebow. I'm glad we had him still to put on the show because there is some definite interest in him. He's a little Shih Tzu, and he does have flea allergies. Do you know, this has been an absolutely horrible year for fleas and ear mites, and people who have never had fleas in their house are coming to us and going, I have fleas, I don't know what they are. Don't know how to deal with them, because it's been years and years since we've had a situation where fleas were just awful, and this is the year. So we are seeing dogs that have never had flea allergies having flea allergies because they've never had flea bites, and now they do. So, you know, sometimes you have to go through several of the preparations before you find one that works for your pet. We are finding flea resistance in the preparations that we typically use here at the shelter. There are some times when the fleas just don't respond. And so you have to use a couple of different things and go back to some of those old home remedies too, like diatomaceous earth and some of the other things. So anyway, he is an absolutely adorable dog. The one we didn't show you was a bit of a whirling dervish. After he jumped on my shoulders, we decided that perhaps this was not a good dog for TV. He is available though. He looks kind of like a Australian Shepherd exposed nerve mix that is short-haired and black, and I'm sure very attractive. He just needs at least a 20-mile run every day. I'm not talking about this dog. This is the dog you never saw. Maybe we can manage some footage of him later. Anyway, this is Tebow. Cool guy. This is one of 3 puppies. I think probably they're American Bulldog. We see so many bully breeds here that it's kind of hard to tell. The other 2 have been either are on hold or have been placed, and this one is the only one that's not. Lovely personality. They've pretty much grown up with us, and so we've made sure that they've been socialized. Lots of energy. Again, all of the things about bully breeds. You want a minimum of a 5-foot fence. You want no other dogs of the same sex in your household, because why tempt fate? And you need to be acquainted with the breed. And with a lot of puppy energy. These guys are big. While they are gentle, this one is not particularly mouthy at all, and he's been very gentle taking the snacks out of my hands. He is still incredibly strong. Definitely needs training. But all dogs do. There's nothing different about these. They are like any other dog. They come with 4 legs, a heart, and the kinds of things that people don't like about pets are the things that you don't like about any dog. So, nothing weird going on there. They can be incredibly loving and loyal, just like any dog. Remember the microchipping clinic that's coming up at Pet Day at the Lacey Market? It's a great opportunity to have your pet microchipped and licensed. For licensed pets, it's only $10, and wow, what a deal is that. And if your pet isn't licensed, you can get your pet licensed at the event, because we do provide for that too. So, see you there, and join us next time. We love having you as best friends.